So we're going to be going over Math Readiness, Module 8, add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals and percents. So there will be this video, which will be a bulk of your work, as well as a review video. The review is the video that's important, that counts for a big part of your grade. So please make sure that you put effort in both, as if you don't, you will have to redo one or the other or both. So the unit opens up with some examples, but we're just going to skip those since I'm helping you and go straight into the problems. So the first problem, we have 32.56 plus 29.81. So the way I set this up is I put 32.56 on top and then 29.81 on the bottom, and then we're just going to add these. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 5 is 13. We carry the 1 over. Don't forget your decimal. 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 1 more is 12. And then 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. So you should get 62.37 as your answer. Number 2, I want you guys to try to do this on your own. Remember to not use a calculator, but we have 568.32 plus 58.34. So I want you guys to do that one on your own and get an answer. Number 3, we have 297.21 plus 29.467. So I wrote it out. I did add an extra 0 next to the 2-1, just since this has 3 numbers after the decimal place. Now the top one also has 3 numbers. So we are going to follow just the same steps as we did before. 7 plus 0 is 7. 6 plus 1 is also 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. 9 plus 9 is 18. 7 plus 2 is 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 1 more. That gives us 10. We carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you should get 308.677. For number 4, you're going to just line them up again. So 587.3 plus 14.195. Since there's 3 after the decimal place here, I'm going to just put zeros there. So there's also 3 there. So you guys should complete that one on your own now. 5, we have 7.25 plus 6.29. Same thing as last time. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry the 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. No 1 there. And then we have 7 plus 6, which is just 13. And then we don't want to forget to put our decimal point in. So we're going to get 13.54. 6 I want you guys to do on your own. And actually this time I want you to also try to line it up on your own. So complete that now. 7, 54.258 plus 64.79. And then I added a 0 again. Same thing, we're just adding. So 8 plus 0 is 8. 9 plus 5 is 14. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 6 plus 5 is 11. And then this has 3, so 1, 2, 3, decimal point. So 119.048. I want you guys to go and complete that. So now that we did 7 and we got 119.048, I want you guys to go and complete number 8 on your own. 9, we have 897.25 plus 3.658. And once again, I added the extra 0 so that everything lines up. 8 plus 0 is just 8. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. 9 plus nothing is 9. Plus 1 more, though, is 10. Carry the 1. So we get 900.908. So 10, I want you guys to go do on your own. You're just going to follow the same thing that we have been doing. 11. 7.2654 plus 2.2658. We're just going to keep doing what we have been doing. So 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1 over. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11. Carry the 1 over. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 1 more is 13. Carry the 1 over. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 more makes 5. Don't forget our decimal point. 2 plus 7 is 9. So we get 9.5312. 12, we just have 3.56 plus 2.04706. So just do the same thing that we've been doing. Since the second one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after the decimal place, you're going to want to add 3 zeros after the 3.56. Do that now. 13, we have 3.29 plus 4.58 plus 12.68. So we just add these up. 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 9 more is 25. So now we're going to carry a 2 over. 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 2 is 13 plus 2 more is 15. We're going to carry a 1 over. And 3 plus 4 plus 2 is 9. Plus 1 more gives us 10. So we get 10.55. 14 is just following the same thing that we've been doing. So complete that now. And then 15, it says, Mike has $573.60 in the bank. Today he earned $838 and $516 in another job. How much money does he have in total? So I've set this up for you right here. I want you to go and do that one on your own. So now that we've mastered adding decimals, now we're going to work on mastering subtracting decimals. So once again, and this will be posted in Google Classroom, a blank version of this. We have these examples for us to look at. And then we go straight into evaluating expressions again, once again with no calculators. So subtraction is very close to addition, so just follow along. So first we have 6 minus 4, which is 2. Then we have 2 minus 1, which is 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 4 is 0, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So we get 1.12 as our answer. For number 2, you guys are just going to do the same exact thing that I just did. So complete that now. Number 3. We have 65.378 minus 35.64. So in order to do this, we have 8 minus 0, which is just 8. We have 7 minus 4, which is just 3. And now we have 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6 is negative 3, but we can't put negative 3 in there. So what we have to do is we have to borrow from the 1 before it. So we're going to change this 5 into a 4. And now we're going to change that into 13. 13 minus 6 we know is 7. Put our decimal. 4 minus 5, once again, we're running into an issue. We can't do that, so we borrow 5 and we make this 14. So now we have 9. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So we get 29.738. Number 4 is going to be similar. We're going to have 986.34 minus 658.338. Once again, we have 3 after the decimal on the bottom and 2 after on the top. So what we're going to do is just put a 0 on the top so they're lined up. I want you guys to complete this problem now. 5. We just have 9.3 minus 3.56. Once again, I've added a 0 there to line up everything. We can't do 0 minus 6, so we have to borrow from the 3 and make it a 2. Now that's a 10. 10 minus 6 we know is 4. 2 minus 5 we can't do, so we borrow from the 9, make that an 8, and make that a 12. 12 minus 5 we know is 7. And 8 minus 3 we know is 5. So I get 5.74 as my answer. Number 6, you guys are going to complete on your own, but we should have 56.47 minus 49.39. So I've set that up for you. I just need you guys to try to do that right now on your own. Number 7, we have 5.084 minus 5.075. So we're going to do the same thing as we've been doing. 4 minus 5 doesn't work, so we have to borrow from the one before it. We turn that into 7, and we turn that into 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 5 minus 0 is also 0. So you get 0.009 as your answer. Number 8, you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to have 15.468 minus 8.359. 8 minus 9 doesn't work, so we have to borrow from the 6 and make that a 5. And now that becomes 18. 18 minus 9 does work, it's 9. 5 minus 5 works, it's 0. 4 minus 3 works, it's 1. 5 minus 8, though, doesn't work, so we borrow from that, make it a 0, and make that 15. 15 minus 8 is 7, so you get 7.109. So since that one I just completed for you guys, I want you guys to try to do number 9, which I've already set up for you guys on your own. Complete that now. Number 10, I'm also going to have you guys complete, but I will line it up for you. So you're going to have 6.487 minus 3.485. So there it is all lined up. I want you guys to do that on your own now. That one's not that bad. Number 11 I'll do with you guys. So we have 537.48 minus 5.264. So we're just going to do what we've been doing. So we turn this 8 into 7 because we can't have 0 minus 4. Now we have 10 minus 4, which is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then we just bring down this 3 and this 5 because there's nothing underneath them. So we get 532.216. So number 12, I want you guys to do on your own, but I will line it up for you. So you have 6.48 minus 2.0385. Don't forget we add zeros there. So complete that now on your own. For 13, it says the rhino weighed 874.21 pounds. After being ill, it lost 65.384 pounds. How much does it weigh now? Complete that on your own. So continuing on, now we get to number 7. This one's going to be a little bit different. So we have 54.692, but then we have 2 minus signs. So a minus and a negative turn into a plus sign, it tells you. So we're just going to add 83.5, and then remember we can put the zeros at the end to make it even. So when we do that, we get 2, 9, 11. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. And then 8 plus 5 is 13. So we get 138.192. And then we can continue on. So 8 is going to be the same thing. Remember, we can turn this into a plus. So you're just going to have 21.964 plus 382.500. And then you just want to add those two. So complete that now. 9 negative 87.9, two negatives, that means plus 13.4. So we have a negative and a positive here. So the way I like to do these is I like to treat them as a subtraction problem. So I would do like 9 minus 4 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. And 8 minus 1 is 7. But do you see how the bigger number is negative? So I'm going to just add a negative sign in front, and that should give us the correct answer. Number 10, I'll have you guys do that one on your own. So just remember it's negative 7.78 plus 6.974. Add the 0, and you guys can complete that now on your own. So now we're rolling into lesson 3, which is multiplying decimals. So once again, I'll upload these examples for you guys on the Google Classroom, but here's some examples as well as some rules. So 2 negatives result in a positive, 2 positives make a positive, 1 negative and 1 positive will make a negative. Odd number of negatives is negative. An even number of negatives is positive. So that just means if you have 3 numbers and all 3 are negative, then your answer is negative. If you have 3 numbers and all 3, or if you have 4 numbers and all 4 are negative, then your answer will be positive. Parentheses next to each other means to multiply. Anything times 0 is 0, and anything times 1 is itself. So we have 9.3 times 3.2. 3 times 2 is 6, or 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 9 is 18. Since there's 2 numbers on the bottom, we add a 0. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Now we add these, so we get 6, 17, carry the 1, 18, 19. So 29.76. There's 1 number after the decimal place here and 1 after here. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we move this over 2 spots. And that is our answer. So 29.76. So now you guys are going to do the same. We're going to do 72.8 times 0.01. So just to make everything equal, you can do that. If we look here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer should be 4 over. Our decimal point should be 4 over from the right. So you guys can complete that problem now. Next one, we have 3.3 times 0.845. We can add 2 zeros here to line them up. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 15, 16. Then we add a 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. So 12, and then we carry the 1 over. 4 times 3 is 12 again, so we get 13. Doing it again. for the 8. Now we add 2 zeros. And we get 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 3 is 24. Change that into 2. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 2 is 26. So now we get our answer, 0, 0, 5, 8, 8, 7, 2. And if we look, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so that's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We start, our answer is 2.7885. And so that's how you're going to want to do these. I know that's kind of a lot of work, but it is something that can be done. Number 4, you guys will do on your own. So you just get 18.4 times 0.050. So add a 0 there. And now you guys can multiply that one. So do that now. Number 5, I have to erase some of this in order to see it. So let me do that. Number 5, we have 6.48 times 8.2. So we just do 6.48 times 8.2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 2 times 6 is 12. Now we add our 0. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 6 is 38. And 8 times 6 is 48, plus 3, which is 51. So now we add these. It's 6, 13, 11, 3, 5. We have 1, 2, 3, so we move this 1. So we move this 1. 1, 2, 3, and we get 53.136. So now that that's done, you guys can complete these. Remember, when we have 2 negatives, that always makes a positive. So this is just like 8.47 times 549. And remember, your decimal place is going to be 2 spots over. So complete that one now. 7, same thing, 498 times 5.4. You guys can complete that now. And then 97.465 times 1 is just 97.465. We know that from the rule that we just did. So our next lesson is dividing decimals. So we have the divisor, the dividend, and the quotient. So we'll go through. There's several examples. Like I said, I'll post all these examples to the Google Classroom. And then it looks like we have quite a few problems to do. So they start us off with 9.118 divided by 8. So that's 8 divided by 9.118. So to start this off, 8 goes into 9 one time. 8 times 1 is 8, so we subtract 8 from here. 9 minus 8 is 1, and we bring down that one. So now move our decimal point back up. 8 goes into 11 one time. 8 times 1 is 3, or 8. So we subtract 8 and we get 3. And now we bring down the second one. 8 goes into 31 3 times, and we get 24. 8 times 3 is 24, so minus 24. 31 minus 24 is 7. And we bring down the 8. 8 goes into 78 9 times. 8 times 9 is 72. Which gives us a 6. And since there's nothing here, we can put a 0, bring that down. Get to 60. 8 times 60, 8 goes into 60 7 times, which gives us 56. We subtract that, you get 4, bring down another 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So when you do this, you should get 1.13975. So this one, you can do it by hand, which is how I just did it. But it doesn't say that you can't use a calculator as well. So you do get 1.13975 as your answer, and that's the work how to do it. So jumping into number 4. We're going to do something similar, but it is going to be slightly different. So I know my answer is going to be negative because I have one negative and one positive. But what I want to do is I want to make my my divisor a whole number. So if we look at this, I want to make my divisor a whole number. So I can do that by moving this decimal over one spot. Since I moved this one over one spot, though, I also have to move this one over one spot. So now I have 34 and a 102. So if I rewrite that, 34 or negative 34 into 102. 34 goes into 102 how many times? If we look at it, 34 goes into 102 3 times, but since this has a negative sign, our answer is negative. So this answer is just negative 3, and that's what you should get. Number 5, I will let you guys try on your own, but I will help you set it up. So this is going to be 5.2 into negative 11.96. Remember, we always want our divisor to be a positive whole number, so I have to move this over once. Since I moved it over once here, I also have to do it here. So technically what you're doing is 5.2 divided into 119.6. So you guys should be able to complete that now. And get that done. Sorry, you should get 52 divided by 119.6. So complete that problem now. Remember that this negative sign's here, so your answer is going to be negative. The next one, 0.1104 divided by 4.8. We're going to just do the same thing. So 4.8, 0.1104. But remember, we want to make this a whole number on the outside. So we move it over once, and we move this over once. So now we have 48 into 1.104. And you guys should be able to do that. So complete that problem now. Next one, anytime we have something divided by 0, our answer is It's not divisible, so there's no solution. And anytime we have something divided by 1, you just get the number that's on the front. So 13.657. For 15, you're just going to have 1.2 divided by 26.2. Remember to move this over once, move that over once. So you have 12 and a 262. And you should be able to complete that on your own, so do that now. And then the last one, 6.3 and a negative 21.7728. Remember, we moved that once, so we moved that once, so you technically have 63 divided by negative 217.728. So I'll also complete that problem now. So 15.78 grams of food or of gold are to be divided amongst 4 friends. How much gold will each friend receive? So I'll do this one for you. You're going to get 4 divided by 15.78. 4 goes into 15 3 times, then we put our decimal. 4 times 3 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. Now bring down the 7. 4 goes into 37 9 times, and that gives us 4 times 9 is 36, so minus 36. We get 1, we bring down the 8. 4 goes into 18 4 times, we get 16. 18 minus 16 is 2, we bring down another 0. 4 goes into 25 times, so you should get 3.945 grams of gold each. Number 18 is going to be similar. So if we look at this, 3 mountains have a combined height of 27,319.2 feet. What is the average height of each mountain? So you just need to do 3 into 27,319.2. I think that you guys should be able to complete that on your own. The last one, we have 62.82 inches of lace are used equally on 6 dresses. How much lace is used on each dress? So you're just going to do 6 divided by 62.82. And I think you guys should also be able to do that one. So lesson 5 is adding and subtracting percentages. So here's several examples. Like I said, I will be posting those. Now we're going to evaluate each expression. We aren't going to use a calculator. So anytime you're adding or subtracting percentages, just consider it like adding or subtracting whole numbers. So 6 times 5 is just 6 plus 5. 6 plus 5 is 11, so our answer is 11%. This one's just going to be 83 plus 15. Do that now. Next one, 9 plus 8, that's 17, so our answer is 17%. The next one you will do, 10 plus 3. What's 10 plus 3? Write your answer and put the percent. Do that now. Completing this off, add these just because they have decimals. You're just going to add them the same way we did earlier. Complete that now. And then now once that's done, do 43.98 plus 47.02. Do that now as well. Isabella's test score was deducted 12% for wrong answers on one page and 18% for wrong answers on another page. What total percent was deducted from her score? So you're just going to do 12% plus 18%. Do that now. Write your answer over here. Ethan was planning on donating 40% of his free time to a charity. After trying it for 1 week, he realized that it was too much time. He now plans to volunteer 26% less of his free time. What percent of his free time will be volunteering now? So you're just going to do 40% minus 26%. Do that now. Last one, Emma's diet consists of 56% vegetables. She would like to decrease that by 12%. What percent of her diet will now consist of vegetables? So you're just going to do 56% minus 12%. Do that now. So next, steps for multiplying and dividing percents. Convert any percents into decimals, multiply or divide as explained in parts 3 or 4 of this unit. If the answer asks for a percent, convert the answer into percent. If the answer does not ask for percent, leave the answer as is. So we have 94% times 58%. So remember, to convert a percent to a decimal, just divide by 100. When we do that, we get 0.94 times 0.58. And if we do that, eight times 4 is 32. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 3 is 75. Add your 0. 5 times 4 is 20. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 2 is 47. So we get 2, 5, 14, 0.5452 because 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.5452. If we want to convert this into a percentage, just multiply that by 100 and we will see that we get 54.52%. So now I want you guys to do 0.27 times 0.17, and then whatever you get, multiply your answer by 100 to get it back into percent. Do that now. 5, we have 0.21 times 0.16. If we do that, 1 times 6 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. Add our 0, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. We get 6, 3, 3. But we need 4 decimal places, so it's 0.0336. Multiply that by 100, and we get 3.36%. Next, 10% of 83, 10% times 83%. So that's just going to be 0.1 times 0.83. Complete that now. And then remember, multiply your answer by 100 to get it back into percent. What is 12% of 20? To do these ones, you just have to do 0.12 times 20. So 0.12 times 20. You get 0, 0, 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. So we will see 12% of 20 is 240, but we have 2 spaces after the decimal, so it's 2.4. 12% of 20 is just 2.4. Next one, 75% of 120, so just do 120 times 0.75, and remember your answer has to be 1, 2 decimal places over. Do that now. And that completes Module 8 of the Math Readiness units. Please complete the diamond question video.